Hi everyone, for today's Group 2 presentation, we're going to talk about electronic waste and green technology. What are the problems of green technology? Like all things in the world, green technology has pros and cons. The cons that green technology can have are electronic waste, such as laptops, cell phones, microwaves, and many more. Green technologies can be barely affordable. It is because companies has limited supply, more research are needed, and resources are very limited. Also, capitalism can also take place. Green tech is also just recently been implemented, and that's why it can cause a lot of technical issues or problems. Green technologies in the market. The most popular type of green technology is electronic cars. It is popular because it does not require fuel, hence people can save money on gas, as well as being environmental friendly because it uses electricity instead of gas. Another type of green technology is artificial photosynthesis. It works by using solar cells instead of chlorophyll to unread sunlight and turn it into electricity. Green architecture is also starting to be more popular where buildings were designed with the lowest negative impact possible on the environment. It uses sustainable materials and energy. Waste produced by green technology. Every year, the whole world produces 50 million tons of electronic waste all over the world. Small electronic equipment is one of the things that can contribute on electronic waste, such as microwaves, shavers, cameras, as well as the temperature exchanger equipment like refrigerators and air conditioners, as well as small electronics such as computers, laptops, and cell phones. How can we reduce ecological footprint? Our plan to reduce ecological footprint is to reduce the use of single plastic as much as possible and switch to sustainable bags instead, such as tote bags, backpacks, or trolley shopping bags. We also plan to reduce our household waste, recycling our waste responsibly, and also reducing water use. We can also reduce ecological footprint by driving less and commuting more, or ride a bicycle, which can also have a good benefit to your health. And lastly, one of the most effective and easiest way is supporting local businesses because it requires less transportation that helps reduces greenhouse gas emissions and you are supporting your local farmers and other producers at the same time.
There are several available programs for e-waste or recycling electronic devices. Some of the biggest companies accept electronic devices for recycling like Staples and Best Buy. People can drop off their ready to recycle electronic items without any charge. The city of Calgary in the province of Alberta also accepts electronic items for recycling. Items such as small appliances, TVs, mobile devices like cell phone and tablets, computers and accessories like your CPU or your monitor, audio and visual equipment such as your headsets or speakers, telecom for your old home phone or modem, power and air tools, games, toys, and music such as your old PS1 or Xbox. Each country have their own ways of dealing with electronic waste footprint management. Since 2001, Singapore mandate all companies that manufacture and import electronic equipment to be responsible for the disposal of e-waste they manufactured and imported. Retailers also establish an easy way for consumers to easily dispose electronic devices that reach their end of life to promote proper disposal. Canada, on the other hand, have various locations for e-waste drop-off. Several municipalities like Calgary, retail stores such as Staples, and depots all around the country. In that way, people don't need to worry about paying any amount just to dispose an electronic device that is no longer working. Seems like those countries are enabling and engaging the society to play their part in this attempt to reduce ecological footprint.
Green technologies to reduce e-waste. The main green technology used to reduce e-waste is recycling. There are also specific green technology products that were created to allow the product to be eco-friendly. Eco-friendly laptops were developed to reduce their ecological footprint in comparison to regular laptops. Eco-friendly batteries that are rechargeable have a significantly longer lifespan than normal batteries. The process of recycling e-waste. The process of recycling has been simplified for maximum efficiency, beginning with the collection process. This process differs depending on location, but generally products get dropped off at the e-waste disposal facilities, either by citizens or by employees tasked to collect the e-waste. The second step to recycle e-waste is to store the electronics. Since some types of electronics must be stored indefinitely because their materials become outdated. This step mostly applies to e-waste that are unable to be utilized if recycled, and the storage is to prevent these outdated electronics from contaminating landfills. Next, e-waste must be properly sorted and then dismantled. Electronics usually have multiple components, and dismantling them allows the raw materials to be efficiently salvaged. Some components may be reused, while the rest gets shredded into smaller pieces to simplify sorting the various materials. These pieces are then separated mechanically, utilizing magnetic separation to isolate ferrous metals from the rest of the materials. Magnetic separation uses a giant magnet to pull and separate these metals from the waste. Another method used to separate materials is water separation. As a result of the magnetic separation, mostly plastic, glass, and other scrap remains, and so the water is able to separate plastics and contaminants from the rest. The remainder is sorted by hand or by other methods. Finally, now that all the materials have been sorted, they are ready to be reused and sold. Certain materials, such as plastic, may be required to join a different recycling stream in order to complete the recycling process for plastic. Other materials may instead be processed on site and are sold to companies along with salvaged components from earlier stages. These components and raw materials are then used to manufacture new electronic products, thus completing the cycle. Green technology products that reduce the ecological footprint. Eco-friendly laptops are an example of this. They are developed by major tech companies such as Asus, Dell, and Apple. They reduce the ecological footprint by using biofuel, organic light-emitting diodes, and eco-friendly batteries as a power source. They have far less waste when compared to regular laptops. Another example of green technology products that reduce the ecological footprint are eco-friendly batteries. They have a much longer lifespan than regular batteries due to being rechargeable. They are manufactured using recycled materials, and they are generally not harmful to the environment.
Are these green technologies useful to the average person? Explain. Green technologies is a catch-all phrase used to describe the application of science and technology to lessen negative effects on humans and the environment. Green technology has many benefits, including it is good for the environment because it doesn't release any harmful gases into the air, it doesn't cost a lot to run, it uses renewable technology, and it helps cut down on CO2 emissions in the air. And also it reduces global warming. These are several examples on how it will become useful to average person. The first one, it reduces your energy bill. Uh, Reduced energy costs are one of the most obvious advantage of going green at work. Utilizing LED lighting, for example, can reduce monthly operational costs by a small amount, but more significant changes could be significantly reduce spending. Energy efficiency can be achieved in a variety of ways, including building insulation and intelligent windows that provide shade shade when ultraviolet levels rises. Number 2, recycling. Green technology aids in the management and recycling of waste. It makes it possible to put it to good use. Waste management, waste incineration, and more make use of this technology. People have been able to make fuel, sculptures, fertilizer for plants, and even furniture with a lot of recyclable material. Number 3, it can help other people. Donate use electronics to social programs to assist domestic violence victims, initiatives to ensure the safety of children, environmental cause, and more.
In these 7 days, me and my group members have learned a lot with the help of this assignment. We got a chance to know how much e-waste is spreading and what are its consequences. And at the same time, we also got to learn how we can reduce it. So here are some ideas to reduce e-waste. The first idea is repair. By contacting the manufacturer or retail store from where you have purchased the device, they will be able to provide you with the information on how your device can be repaired using the service centers or an authorized service provider. The second idea is reduce. Many major retailers offer refurbished, like new, and open box products. For instance, Amazon Renewed offers quality refurbished products that have been inspected and tested by the qualified suppliers. The third idea is recycle. If your device doesn't have any resale value or has stopped working, then it's time to recycle it. Recycling your unwanted electronics helps to reduce the need to mine the raw materials for new technology. The e-waste is diverted from landfills and around 95 to 98% of raw materials recovered are recycled. Check with your local council, they'll usually have a drop-off center. The last idea is reuse. If your items are still in working condition, try to find a new home for your unwanted electronic good first. If your mobile is still working, consider extending its life by passing it on to friends or a family member. The companies like Mazuma offers fixed price for both working and faulty phones, follows sustainable recycling practices, and extends the life of old phones. There are some policies available in market to reduce e-waste. For instance, e-waste management market has generated needed to formulate effective policy to manage tremendous volume of e-waste. Manufacturers can sell electronic scrap for reuse or forward it to another companies for recycling. Several companies have mandated manufacturers and importers to take back electronic products for end-of-life management. Moreover, e-waste contains special and precious metals including silver, gold, palladium, platinum, indium, and gallium. These scarce metals are widely used in production of consumer electronics and IT communication devices. Due to scarcity of these metals, prices associated with their products is also high. Thus, these issues certainly force manufacturers of electronic devices to look for raw material available from the recycled e-waste. This also benefits nations to reduce greenhouse gas emission and certainly help reduce hazards of global warming.